July 29th is coming, and James Strickland is looking stronger than Popcorn Sutton's strongest moonshine right here. Look at that. I mean, look how, and he's looking great too. He's not only from like a strength standpoint, his physique's really coming along. There's not a gay bone in my body, but he's a big, beautifully built man. Training at the legendary Woodlands Strength and Conditioning Center. That's in Woodlands, Texas. In the Woodlands, Texas, that's a suburb north of Houston. And Jessica Belt here is lifting off for him, warming up, final warm up here with a 595. And let's see how he looks. Yeah, not too great. I mean, that's he should do it a lot better than that. That's not his best right there. But you know, as he said, other PRs sometimes his warm-ups don't look the best. So that's, you know, everybody has things they can work on, even world-class lifters like James. So we want to make sure every single set, every single rep looks the best. They assure me she did not touch the bar here, but that was really good in that first 615. So this is 615, a PR double for James. So we're in a very, very good spot, and she just saved his butt by when the bar got caught under there. Good save, Jessica. Anyways, next onto the bench press lockouts there. So he's going a 3-inch range of motion, holding at the top for 3 seconds, rests 180 seconds, then goes on to the regular speed bench presses here, and it has like a PAP-like effect. So basically what that means is because of that heavy lift first, he can do the speed benches more explosively because he more efficiently recruits the largest motor units. And if you see his previous speed bench press is, you'll see how much faster these are. So it's, you know, you can look, if you want to look up that and investigate it more, you can. But I mean, the proof's in the pudding right here with how well that is moving. He needs to stay on the speed benches, no tap dancing with those feet. But like I said before, even world-class lifters have things they can do. So psychologically, these partials, you're going to be more confident, obviously, when you handle heavy weights. I mean, you know, just say, what the hell is a 250-pound bench press if, you know, you've already done 100 more pounds on a lockout that. So we don't use these all the time because you get burned out, but for sometimes, but you know, that's 250 is not going to be quite so scary if you've already, you know, done 325 or 350. But physiologically, you know, besides the PAP effect, there's other, you know, potential benefits too. So your bodies have kind of a built-in regulator called the Golgi tendon organ that it's meant to protect your muscles from excessive load. But the Golgi tendon organ is a proprioceptive sensory organ that senses change in muscle tension, that then inhibits your force production when too much tension is sensed. So this is a good thing normally, you know, or for like, you know, for general fitness, but we're thinking ass-kicking world records here. So if you're serious about taking your strength to the next level, the Golgi tendon organ gets in the way. So in my experience, and this is, you know, many late night conversations with Fred Hatfield, we've talked about how heavy partials consistently over time can potentially desensitize the Golgi tendon organ. So I have we had like no actual proof, but it makes sense. The other ways you could do it potentially is with a compensatory acceleration training, moving the load from point A to point B as explosively as possible would help inhibit that too. You know, plyometric work, things like that. But by making these heavy partials part of your workout, you can train your body to overcome and put this built-in regulator in its place. Because it's going to act too quick. So that's the issue, is it's there for your safety, but it's going to act too quick. So, you know, because it's one of those things, it acts as better safe than sorry. So it's always going to err to the side of caution. And, you know, that's going to be fine if you're just trying to lower your blood pressure, you know, feel a little bit better and you know, have a little pump for the local community pool. But we're talking world records here. We're not talking, you know, that kind of stuff. So anyways, that's kind of the logic there on the partials, and we do not use these all the times. And obviously the other issue would be if you don't do these with a full range of motion, you're going to run to a point, like a sort of a sticking point eventually. So like, let's say for instance, what good method I've written about in bench press of science is progressive distance training. So what that would mean, for instance, is like I wouldn't do it on a rack right there because you wouldn't get the same transference. Let's talk. Hold on, I'll go back to progressive distance training. So we have Jessica looking lean and mean, giving us a little pose off right there. But she should probably pick an easier opponent because James is looking like a brick outhouse. But she is very, very, very lean and mean. Anyways, got these dips up to 270 pounds. This is a much better dip stand than the Fitness Connection. And that V handle right there is much, much more effective than those kind of archaic straight bar parallel ones that are too skinny, built for, middle-aged stockbrokers that weigh 145 pounds, not for behemoths like James. But look at the amount of size he's put on. Anyway, so back to the progressive distance training. So like, for instance, what that could mean is I actually have a section on this in bench press of science. So like the old school way of doing it, like a deadlift or bench press. So say you'd start at the top of the movement like there, like James is. And if you have the right kind of setup in your rack, you'd incrementally move it down a little bit each week. So that would be, eventually the buck's going to stop somewhere. You hit like some kind of odd sticking point. So you're going down, 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 and boom, you get hit. So, and then the problem with the bench press is that takes out the eccentric, which is very important to learn how to utilize that, and it's part of the movement. So the only way I've done that with an experiment with one person was doing it with boards and making like each board have like 4 levels to it. So like a 5 board to like a 20 board. And they've done that one time as an experiment. It actually ended up working, but I haven't done enough to like advocate and saying everybody should do it. But it have done a little bit and seen the old school guys do it, and it is an interesting idea. I thought I'd just share it. It's called progressive distance training. So that's like Paul Anderson, those kind of guys. The idea here with the chain tricep extensions is as you lower the weight where you're most vulnerable and weakest, as you see the chains unload on the floor. So then as you go up and like complementing the strength curve of the lift, it's going to get harder and harder. So as your force capabilities increase, so does the resistance. So that's a hell of an overload right there. So the idea with these is, like a lot of people will only, there's so much like dogma in training. It becomes like a religion to people. And like if you, kind of like a cult almost, where like if you don't do things a certain way, you're going to hell type of thing. Well, a lot of times these bands and chains are actually better for the accessory movements. He needs a better lock out there. But a lot of times these bands and chains are better for the accessory movements than the actual the regular movements, because it's specificity. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.